Ari Shaffir, the comedian,
Yeah.
friends with Joe Rogan, friends with Theo Von, friends with Bert Kreisler, Tom Segura, all these guys. Very funny guy. I've seen some of his old stuff. I've seen a lot of his stuff through Joe Rogan, of course. He hosts a thing on Comedy Central where they talk about events. It's like stand-up comedy, but it's based off like true stories. Really funny guy. I love his stand-up. He's always been controversial. He's always been in trouble for some stuff. But he posted a Twitter post that got removed, and then he doubled down by reposting a video on Instagram, I believe. And essentially what he was saying, and we'll just say what he said, and then we'll talk about it. But he was saying, a great thing happened today. Kobe Bryant has died.
Yeah.
He should have died, and I forgot 14 years ago when he raped that woman in Denver or in Colorado, wherever it happened. And he went off. He said, sometimes bad things happen, but not today. Today, a great thing happened. Yeah. And he posted that. He said some other things. He was in North Carolina. He had a mural behind him of a bunch of basketball players. North Carolina is where Kobe Bryant was from.
Yeah, and that's where he started playing, right?
He got drafted by Vancouver, I believe. I should not be the one talking about this. And they got traded draft day to the Lakers. He's always been a Laker. But I think he had some history there. Either way, I don't know if Shaffir is from there. I don't know why he was obviously already there to record the video. But he posted that, I think, the day of or the day after Kobe Bryant passed away. And the internet exploded. People were so mad at him. Yeah. When I saw the video, you know that weird feeling in the stomach? Like, I got that where I'm like, God, man, like it's too soon.
Guy,
So let's break down what your thoughts are and why he said that, and then we'll talk about both sides. Before you do that, here's what I want to say. My first thought is that stuff doesn't matter, right? Whatever your stupid little opinion is, like, you should keep that to yourself because there's more important things. Doesn't matter if you know facts. People were hurting. There was more than just Kobe Bryant on that plane. There's more than just you have to respect people, right? So my first thought was sick. Now, other people that have broken it down have made these points. These are not my points. I want to make that clear. I don't think this is the right thing, but they made the points. I think one of the things he said was the NBA, people in the judicial system like basketball more than they like saving rape victims. It was like one of the comments he had made, something similar to that. That wasn't verbatim. And so, like, we have to decipher really what he's saying, right? He's saying that this person, who, by the way, was not convicted, it was dropped. There was a civil case that they actually settled outside of court in which the woman, this is the main reason why everyone thinks that he for sure did it. The agreement was that the woman, she didn't even want money. So the settlement had nothing to do with money. She said, I don't want money. I just want you to write a letter confessing what you did, and we're good. And Kobe did. And so that was the huge issue back in the day. So the biggest thing is not what he did. We all know what he did. We all know what he's accused of. We all know what happened. And then where he was today. And what I think that Ari Shaffir is missing is you're forgetting to judge the person from today. Yeah. He didn't die back then. He didn't die. He passed away with his daughter recently, and we have to judge him, the human being, of who he is today. And it turns out that, like, he's a decent human being from all that I can tell. He definitely was a great basketball player, so I don't even want to touch on that stuff. But he was doing so much. He created a school that he's created an academy that his daughter went to. He's doing so many good things. He had an Oscar for stuff. He turns out he wanted to be a storyteller. Like, all these things, from everything that I can see, he changed. And I think it's super crazy for people, and we as human beings have to get better at this. Yeah. We talked about labels earlier. This is why this is so important. We see someone, we call them something, and then we book them with the rest of the stuff. Yeah. What do? Is there not a path to redemption? Whether he did that or not, who did he become? Do we just shun everyone when you make one mistake, whether it's a big one like that or a small one like speeding? Or do we just throw everyone aside? Or are we going to go, hey, there's murderers. There's murderers in prison where the family of the murdered victim visits the murderer in jail and has forgiven them and is helping them recover. If that person can be that strong, then you at home or wherever you're at, like, you can be strong enough to look at someone and go, what is your redemption? And give them the opportunity. Not only did this person have the opportunity that people didn't give him, by the way, he took it anyways. The dude was still dropping points, still doing all this good stuff, and became this great person and a really good father. That's who Ari Shaffir should be judging, not your stupid opinion about something from back then. And there's a right time to make comments like that, and the day or even the day after is definitely not the right time. I think he's outlandish for saying those things. It's crazy stupid, and I think anyone in life that's thinking about judging someone on who they were is ridiculous. You need to look at who the person is today, right now, and judge them off what you see and give them credit for who they became.
To me, I really dislike. And I'm not gonna say that I know Ari Shaffir's body of work very much. I mean, I know
he's a funny guy.
He's pretty
hilarious,
funny, and I've seen some
really
of his
talented.
clips, but he doesn't have, or I haven't watched myself a lot of his work. But I would like to say this though: I think he's wrong in judging Kobe as a person himself, because I think the only person that can judge him and thus give him forgiveness is the person that was in the case, right? The woman that he raped, right? That is the only person that should be giving that feedback.
I don't know if I agree with that, because I think we're allowed to not like someone that did a bad thing.
We're allowed to not like them, but I don't think he's allowed to bring such negativity into something that he was not a part of. Maybe the woman is already healed from it. Maybe the woman is already forgiven. That's the biggest thing. Is
this didn't just happen. This has been time.
And not only is he judging Kobe Bryant, but he's also judging the people who are part of a judicial system, right? Whether they like basketball or not better than they like rape victims. That's not for him to say, because who knows? Is that really what happened? Is it not really what happened? You're really just adding like fuel to that fire that is unnecessary.
Here's the other part of it: is there's been announcers, and I like that they do this. And Rachel Nichols is one of them. She's the host of The Jump on ESPN, which is a completely the whole segment is based off basketball. They don't cover any other sports. And she was one of the first people that I noticed. Correct me if she's not. If anyone's listening, that she's not. She didn't avoid it. I think a lot of people were avoiding it. And they're like, he's a great man. He says, she came out and said, like, hey, he had a thing in back in the day in Denver, and he was accused of rape. And she acknowledged that had happened, but she also pointed out, like, to see where he ended up, to see he grew as a human being, and he looked at himself and said, how am I treating women? Even if that wasn't what he did with her, he for sure looked at himself and said, like, what is my relationship like with women, and why would I treat this person that way? And he changed. And he changed in such a way that he influenced his daughter doing that. And so I think it's important. The point I'm trying to make is I don't think it's bad that you acknowledge that those things happen, because they did happen.
Yeah, of course not.
But can we not just look at anyone ever and go like, God, this person did this thing, but who are they now? Like, can we not incorporate both, or are we just who we are? Like, what is that? If you mess up once and you're done, like, I don't want to live in a world where people make a mistake and they're done. I like to live in a world where apologies are accepted and there's an opportunity. Yeah. And if that person forgave them and his wife forgave him, which she obviously did, took him back and has been with him since he was 18 years old, she must have seen something as someone really close to him that we don't see. And we have to respect that she is smart, intuitive, and saw something, knowing that she has kids with this person, and said, you know what, like, I want to see him, and then stuck it through. I want to see him grow, stuck it through, and he grew, and they had this relationship. We have to value that. We have to see human beings as human beings, and we have to give them a path to redemption and honor and appreciate when they do. And worst case scenario, if you can't do that, then just shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah, of course.
You don't have to praise them or give them credit, but don't devalue the progress someone's made, man.
It's not for you to judge that. I mean, like you said, she took him back. His wife took him back. She decided that he was a good person that she was gonna stay with, right? Now that's up to her to decide. Now, I wanted to make a point about other living legends, if you will, currently that I have been kind of redeemed. I like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is I think he's a great person, and I think he has grown a lot. And
people love that guy, man.
I love Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson has become kind of like this wise man because of the things that he has experienced. He has went through a lot of hardship, a lot of grievance in his life because of the things that he was before, right? Think about Mike Tyson back when he was 20 years old. Mike Tyson used to be a loose cannon. Mike Tyson used to be, he got accused of rape as well. And,
I'm pretty sure he still is a loose cannon.
Yeah, well, he's not, though. He's not. If you listen to his... well, I mean, we're
some
all
screws loose for sure.
But Mike Tyson is not who he used to be. He's not going to freaking
that dude's
blow
got CTE
300.
for sure.
He's not gonna blow $300
He's way
million.
calmer. I saw him on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I've seen him on other stuff since then.
He does that.
He's like a weed enthusiast. I think the weed's helping him.
Podcast or whatever.
Yeah, the weed's helping him. He has his own weed company now. He ships weed to people's houses.
He raises pigeons and all this other stuff.
Oh, he's always done that.
Awesome.
I love my pigeons. They're my friends.
To the point is that Mike Tyson is a living person that has been flawed, and I have learned, in my own opinion, because again, we're going back to that whole thing about judging people just because of what we see and what we hear about them. In my opinion, Mike Tyson is a good dude, right? And all this stuff that he has done in his life and all the things that he has like gotten away with, if you will, right? I mean, whatever, man. We all have things that we have done wrong, and we all have things that we wish we didn't do in the past, and we all have things that maybe we feel guilty of, right? I'm pretty sure that's the way he feels, and you've been able to grow from them. You've been able to redeem yourself, and that matters a lot. Yeah,
and there's tons of other celebrities, right? And we can get into all the things, the multiple things that we both agree on here is that there should always be a path to redemption. People do it while they're alive, and when someone passes away, you're supposed to remember their whole body of work, which is their entire life.